NFL Hall of Famer and NBC football analyst Tony Dungy received much criticism for his lack of energy in the booth for Jags Chargers. And when Colin Kaepernick knelt,
and let's work together on this. Maybe not use the 3 minutes before the game during the national anthem.
He disagreed with the protests.
People will sometimes ask me, man, when do you get a time to rest?
And has willfully stood behind Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, a direct insertion of sports into politics that one side fights so hard against.
Hey, no.
He cuts these ads for the CBP.
Hey, to the U.S. Customs and Border Protection, you're keeping us safe and we appreciate you. Keep up the good work. We love you.
And sadly is a staunch supporter of going against LGBTQ plus rights. His latest attack? A debunked, conspiracy-riddled anti-trans myth. In short, the Daily Wire, a site founded by this man, Ben Shapiro, whose eyebrows look fantastic.
Up yours, woke moralists. We'll see who cancels who.
And calls this guy the most important public intellectual of our time, tweeted a story about a Minnesota state legislator pushing for schools to provide students in grades 4 through 12 with access to menstrual products in the bathroom. Dungy would write in response, "That's nothing. Some school districts are putting litter boxes in the school bathrooms for the students who identify as cats. Very important to address every student's needs. So much so that pro-insurrection Congresswoman Lauren Boebert peddled the same conspiracy theory. They are putting litter boxes in schools for people who identify as cats," Boebert said at a Mesa County Republican woman luncheon.
My friend, his wife, is a school teacher, and she works at a school that had to install a litter box in the girls' room, because there is a girl who's a furry who identifies as an animal.
A conspiracy theory Joe Rogan even promoted on his show. This is incredibly dangerous. Fact checkers at PolitiFact gave it a pants on fire rating for how untrue it is. And other fact checkers did this over and over and over again. Republicans used this myth in the build-up to the midterms. For Dungy, it's sadly par for the course. When Michael Sam was drafted, Dungy said he would not take him, the SEC Defensive Player of the Year, who came out as gay, because it would be a distraction to the team. However, when Ray Rice put his hands on his then fiancée Janae Palmer in an Atlantic City elevator, Dungy said he would welcome him with open arms to his team. Funny how this coach draws the line somewhere. When NBA player Jason Collins came out as the first openly gay hooper, Dungy called it a lifestyle, as if there was a choice in who is and is not gay. Pastor Andrew Womack is also tight with Dungy. Womack has demanded that the LGBTQ+ community wear warning labels on their foreheads and said being gay is 3 times worse than smoking. He also equated being gay to murder. These statements are preposterous and should be rejected by all. Instead, Tony Dungy and CBS Sports' James Brown shoot shows with Womack co-opting his words. But Brown and Dungy have praised him. Dungy has said, "I enjoy ministering with Andrew," with Brown calling him a leader. Womack has called Brown his good friend, and Brown has publicly appeared with Womack beyond an annual event. Dungy's previous anti-gay work includes him teaming up with the Indiana Family Institute, the state's leading lobbying force against gay rights that oppose all efforts to create or advance legal rights for, and you see an outdated term. Because of his cosign, the group netted more than $70,000 that year. In the past, the dinner had some 400 participants. With Dungy, they had over 700. All funds raised went to efforts to fight gay rights. What's most provocative about this hoax is how it turns on 2 key wedge issues for conservatives: education accommodations and gender nonconformity, said Joan Donovan, research director of the Shorenstein Center on Media, Politics, and Public Policy at Harvard University and co-author of Meme Wars, The Untold Story of the Online Battles Upending Democracy in America. The rise of the litter box rumor shows the power of false claims that start on social media to shape political discourse, and it demonstrates how quickly some elements of truth can be twisted and mashed up with fully debunked assertions to create a viral narrative amplified by prominent politicians as well as commentators with large audiences, wrote NBC News. As the number of people identifying as trans and non-binary has increased in recent years, particularly among young people, so has the amount of anti-LGBTQ legislation from conservative politicians. Tony Dungy is also a staunch anti-abortionist, tweeting he will be in DC attending the March for Life, where he could potentially mingle with Patriot Front